Yes, I'm totally ready. It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know, though, is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you. Because that's New Orleans, and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in the bar today, we're at the fabulous Wayfair on Ferret Street, which is home of the Frosé, spelt F-R-O-S-E. What is that called? Chris, are you...
What's
that?
It's a French umlaut.
But what?
I don't
French?
know.
It's not an umlaut, that's German.
I don't know
what is that?
that.
Mary Devon, do you know?
Accent aigu?
Thank you very much.
Is it aigu? I don't know. Is that it?
That's good enough for me. Cliff, do you know any French?
I'm going to go with your answer.
I work at a French school, but I don't speak French.
Mary Devon Dupuy is here. You have a French name and everything. And you work at a French school.
But
Which school?
Lycée Français.
You can say that. That's in French.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
French
school, I think.
Yeah.
Why do they call the French school French school? That's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a big international thing, the Lycée, I don't know, brand.
Is it? Lycée Français. That means French school? That's so crazy. You think they'd come up with a better name than that? So Dupuy is D-U-P-U-Y. So that's French of some sort. That's Cajun French?
I'm not sure, probably, because I think the correct spelling would be P-U-I-S, and then I guess the Cajun spelling is P-U-Y,
yeah,
but
that's
I'm
why
not
I'm
sure.
thinking it's Cajun. And Cliff Ussery is here as well. That's another extremely weird name.
Yes, very.
How do you come up with a name like U-S-S-E-R-Y?
My grandfather says it's German. So he grew up in Macon, Georgia, and I think after slavery, it was one of those names where somebody in the community had the name and they were looked up upon, so they took that name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's like a slave name.
Yeah, like that's
Come
the
on,
name they took.
That's a government name.
Yeah.
Have you thought about changing it to something else?
No, because that's all I know.
You could Africanize it or something.
Nah, that's all I know.
You're going to stick with us, right?
Yeah, it's
How
too
many?
much to change.
Anyway, listen, help me out here. This is the Frosé. Chris Lee is here. Chris, I didn't even introduce you properly.
I'm here as a representative for Frosé.
Frosé. Chris, could you tell us a little bit about your new drink, Frosé?
Frosé, well, it's frozen rosé. Apparently, there's Saint Germain as well as vodka in it. There's a gigantic, big-ass strawberry stuck to the rim, Louisiana strawberry, and it looks like a dream in a champagne glass.
It's so beautiful, yeah. You couldn't have put it any better, except you left out the Peychaud's bitters, lemon juice, and house-made strawberry basil syrup.
You're right. Oh,
Other than that,
I didn't realize you were leading me with that.
Yeah, I was trying to show you this. So that
I thought I was supposed to make some stuff up.
Oh, well, that was good. No, this gigantic piece of paper here with the huge
all right.
writing on it.
Now I'll be looking.
Yeah, look, you can do that as well. So anyway, look, that's what's going on here. Today's show is brought to us by Nola Pens. Take a look at my pen, Chris.
That is an amazing
Check that pen out, isn't it? It's the only pen made from, not the only one, but these pens are the only pens made from a Foreman Audubon Park live oak tree.
Wow.
They're one-of-a-kind,
That's heavy.
expertly crafted, limited edition writing instruments.
Definitely got to be.
Aren't they cool? Cliff, what do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't be just carrying this around like.
It's a nice
cool,
pen.
it's a
Yeah,
great
nice
pen. Try
That's
writing.
One of those pens
You can
you'll
write
get
on the
mad.
table.
That's one of the pens you'll get mad at if somebody's just like,
Are you left-handed?
no, not.
Why are you
left-handed.
writing with your left
Because
hand?
I was just,
Geez, that's
doodling
weird.
with
I
it.
thought we were
Okay.
both lefties.
No, definitely not left-handed.
Did you start writing with your left hand? I've never seen anyone do that who's right-handed. That is extraordinarily weird.
Hey,
Have you tried it, Mary Devon? What do you think? Try writing something in French, your first French.
I'll just write my last name.
Bonjour. That's French, you know.
that's easy.
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, it's a cool pen, right?
It
You can
is.
get a hold of a pen like this at nolapens.com. Also, thanks to Basics on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. They sell fine lingerie, and Basics Swim and Gym right next door has a full range of fashion swimsuits and workout and yoga clothes with style at Namaste Couture. You can find one-of-a-kind natural gemstone jewelry, soulful-inspired clothes, and heart-fueled intentions designed by April Love, and you can save 20% on all jewelry at namastecouture.com by entering the words Happy Hour in the coupon code. And if you'd like to cure a hangover, check out Hangover Destroyer. our friends who make the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. If you go to hdestroyer.com and write happy hour on the coupon code, you'll get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer. How about that? And you too can seize the dawn. And finally, thanks to Positive Vibrations Foundation, who create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage. And if you'd like to be a member of our Patreon family, you can go to itsneworleans.com. No, don't go there. Go to patreon.com and search for It's New Orleans Happy Hour. And for as little as $1 a month, you too can be a member of our Patreon family and get free stuff. We're giving away some sort of free 3D chess game at Patreon, by the way, if you'd like to. Have you ever heard of this thing, Chris?
Only on Star Trek.
There's a company here called, what is the name of that company? Asher, do you happen to remember? Jill. Factor 10. Thank you, Jill. That's Jill, our photographer, Jill LaFleur. Factor 10 makes this game. It's a 3D chess game. It's pretty awesome.
Sounds
actually, yeah. You don't even have to be that high to play it. you can just be totally straight.
Wasn't that what Spock played? 3D chess?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Original
Did he?
series? You don't remember? Yeah, he did.
And look who just walked in the door, friends. It's Andrew Duhon.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Andrew, do you know Chris Lee, I think?
Chris, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see
And
you.
this is Mary Devon Dupuy,
Nice to meet
who
you.
I haven't mentioned as a comedian.
Awesome.
Yes. And Cliff Ussery
Hey, how you doing?
as
Good
well.
to
I'm going
meet
to
you.
tell you what Cliff does. Cliff is the store supervisor at Fanatics, Inc. Is that true?
I was until I quit.
You quit. So I have to cross that off.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you quit? First of all, what is Fanatics, Inc.?
Fanatics is
We're talking to that.
Fanatics is the company that runs the Pelicans and Saints team shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty good job.
Managing 80 20-year-olds
Wow.
is a challenge after a while.
You had 80 people working
Yeah,
for you
I had
selling
80.
T-shirts and baseball
Yeah,
caps
I
for
was
the
one of the
Saints
managers and the Pelicans.
and
yes.
the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Why would you need to employ 80 people to do that?
Because this is how big the arena is. You have people all over the arena that are selling stuff at the one time.
at the game.
Yeah, during the game.
Oh, I
during
see.
during the regular season or during the off season, it's easy. It's like you're not doing anything, but they get their money's worth from you during the game, the season.
Are you literally not doing anything during the
I'm
off-season?
driving for Lyft right now. Driving for Lyft. Back in school, I just couldn't do it anymore. You burn out after a while. You're like,
It's that difficult.
it's not difficult. It's just imagine when you're 20 years old and you have a job that's not paying you anything. You're like, I'm not gonna go to the game. I'm not gonna go to work. I'm just gonna go to the game.
Oh, so
Like,
you're responsible for making these kids.
Yeah, so I have to find like somebody to replace the person. Then the person I find to replace the person is like, I'm not going either. And yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
a ripple effect. That
And it all comes down on you. You're responsible if no one sells T-shirts.
yeah,
Okay, so who'd they get to replace you?
I don't know. I did not
You haven't been
care.
to a Pelicans game since?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately.
How'd you get that job, actually?
Actually, I got the job because I started when it was Adidas, and when it was Adidas, it was a different company. But everyone who worked with it, we loved the job. It wasn't as hard. It was very easy. Everything was structured. But when Adidas decided to get out of that part of the business, Fanatics came in and they were like, you got to do it this way, this way, this way. It's like, it doesn't matter how your arena is set up. It doesn't matter how anything is set up. You got to do it our way. And we're like, well, this doesn't work like that. It's like, I compare it to Adidas because the one thing is Adidas came in and they were from Seattle and Portland. They were from Portland. So when they came in, they learned to adjust to like New Orleans way of doing things and how people are here. And the Fanatics, they're like, no, this is how you do it. I'm like, well, you're going to have, like, this
Well,
is an example. They tried to open up during Mardi Gras.
Oof.
And, like, I had to yell at them, like, we're not opening during Mardi Gras. We're not opening up that Thursday, that Friday, that Saturday, Sunday. And they're like,
This is
no.
a shop you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like,
Where's the shop?
the shop is in the Smoothie King Arena and in
I
the Saints
see.
Superdome. And we're like, that's not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to even get two people in here.
Right.
And you're trying to, but the numbers say, I'm like, okay. And I gave them like 2 weeks before Mardi Gras, and they're like, "Oh,
Is it open
This
not
what you
during
mean.
games? Do
it's
people-
open during 9 games." Yes.
So people just go shop there?
A lot of tourists, like during the summertime, a lot of
Oh,
tourists come in
tourists.
there and spend money. And like now, still have friends that work there. And now, by the draft being like coming up, like they're getting revved up all over again.
Why would
Yeah.
a tourist want to buy one of the Saints
Just to
jerseys?
see that they were here.
People buy football
I've had
jerseys.
people,
How much
I've
is a
literally
football?
had a person come from Australia 2 years in a row and bought a jersey. A
Yeah.
jersey is like $110.
People buy a $110 jersey just to say I was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I would. You know how many hand grenades you could buy for that? That seems like doesn't that seem strange?
Yeah.
I'd rather have a jersey than 100 hand grenades.
Would
Yeah,
you
same
really?
here.
Yeah,
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Is it just me?
Yeah. Okay. How about just like 5 lovely glasses of whiskey? Could that work? Could
Yeah,
Could
that's
I
what I mean.
barter for that?
Yeah.
Why would I want a football jersey from another team just because I went to that city?
Well, if you
Maybe
don't have American football where you live, I guess it doesn't make sense for American tourists,
Yeah.
but it makes sense if it's like a novelty for you, I guess.
I guess if I was from Australia and I was never going to come back here, but why would that guy come twice in 2 years?
She just liked the city. Like most people that come here and they're like,
Yeah, but why
oh,
would you even know that there's a football store? Who would even? Do you even know that, Andrew? You've lived here a few years.
No, but I think the niche stuff is where it's at. You know, if I had a K&B shirt, I'd wear a K&B
Right.
shirt. You know, but
Well, that's
just my niche. But
Right.
somebody from Australia, that's the Saints are a niche.
Yeah,
You know.
that's true. Maybe. Yeah. I say Mary Devon is a comedian who produces a show called Comedy Fuck Yeah.
Yeah, every Friday at the Dragon's Den.
What's the deal with the name Fuck Yeah? Where can you
Vincent
say that
Zambon-
besides here?
I know whenever we hand out flyers in Decatur and people are always like, fuck yeah. But it's
What's
also,
good for that?
yeah. You got to make sure not to hand them to kids. Although it's technically the U is an asterisk. But,
Technically.
well, it is.
It's
but
not
you can
here.
tell what it is.
It's got the actual word fuck is written right on
And
my-
on Facebook, we're It's Good Comedy because Facebook doesn't let you say fuck. It
doesn't?
No, it doesn't. So we're It's Good Comedy on Facebook and Instagram. But yes, Vincent Zambon came up with the name, and then I joined him co-producing the show. He mostly hosts, and I host when he's not there or when he wants to do a set. So he's the main host, but we run it together every Friday.
Wow. Okay. And what is it exactly? It's other
It's just a
people or
stand-up
just you
showcase.
guys?
It's a stand-up showcase where we have a different lineup every week, and occasionally we'll have out-of-town guests where we have a ticketed show. We've had Shane Torres. A lot of times people don't know who comics are unless they're like Amy Schumer or Chris Rock, so you might not know these names, but they're very. If you were a comedian, you'd be like, "Wow, that's so cool."
Who
but
are they?
Shane Torres. I don't know if he's.
Cool.
You've heard of him?
Chris, wow,
He did
you're
this
supposed to
bit
say,
that
wow,
was
that's so
really
cool.
famous. He did a Guy Fieri bit that got some traction, and he's been on Conan a few times. He's one of my favorite comics. We've had Sean Patton, who's a guy from New Orleans who's in New York now.
He's awesome.
He's awesome.
We know him. He is funny.
Oh,
yeah.
you know him? Good.
Yep.
We've had Mark Normand a couple of times, or many times
Know him?
actually.
No.
He's also from New Orleans. I'm probably missing out. Amy Schumer dropped in and did a set, but that was not a ticketed show.
She just showed up and did a
Yeah,
set
she showed up. She also showed up at our school's fundraiser and did a set.
at your school's fundraiser
Yeah.
at Lycée Français.
Yeah, she was great. She just was
Why did
very,
she? How did she even know that was going on?
She was living in New Orleans, and she was just doing sets whenever she wasn't throwing up from being pregnant. She was just super pregnant and just trying to get up as much as possible and work out material. So I have no idea how she knew about the fundraiser.
Where was your fundraiser?
It was at the I didn't go because I was super hungover after my friend's wedding. I was a bridesmaid, and so I think it was at Galley or I don't know. I forgot. I really
You
don't
didn't even go to the school's
I
fundraiser.
didn't even go to the
And it
school's
was a
fundraiser.
comedy thing?
No, it wasn't.
So she
It was
just showed up
mostly
and did a
music.
set?
Yeah,
Well, she's an interesting character. Is she trying out new stuff or
she was.
she's desperate for attention?
She was. No, she was definitely trying out new stuff. And I think most comics just like an opportunity to just have a low stakes. You know, when if she's that famous, I'm sure it's a rare opportunity to be in such a chill environment because no
Right.
one was. I mean, there were people like taking photos of her and recording her set, but it wasn't the extent it would be, I'm sure, in like a larger city with a bigger
Right.
crowd. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, it's good to have you back here. It's been like a long time since you've been on the show.
Glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
There was a time when you were on a lot.
I think this is my 4th time.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had you on like a few times in a row there because I don't know what happened, but we're on a roll, and then now we've got off the roll somehow. I think you stopped playing music for a while.
I started working, so I was moving in. I moved to New York for a while. So
Oh, that's
I
what it
probably
was.
Out of town.
How was that?
Oh, I loved it. I'm still up there a lot. I'm a comedy nerd, so I know a lot of
Oh,
these
good.
people. Patton's an old buddy, and actually, I had a gig here working on Trumbo when it was in town.
Yeah.
And Louis C.K. was on that, and he was like asking around, where can I go do, comedy nights? And for some reason, everybody on set was like, ask Chris Lee. So I sent him to my friend's comedy show at the Dragon's Den, this guy Andrew, on Monday night. Like, total, and I was like, look, you cannot tell anybody who's coming, but his name rhymes with Bowie Blique, and he's like, okay, no problem. And
was it Andrew Polk? Who was
Polk,
it?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know Polk.
Yeah. So we go, and everybody, Bryan Cranston's like, I want to see. So he invites the whole cast. So all these movie stars show up thinking it's going to be this chill thing
Right.
like you described, but Polk let the word out. And so there was, like, not only was every chair filled, there was like 100 people milling about outside.
Oh, my God.
And Polk put, like, I'm not exaggerating, 14 people on before Louis C.K.
Oh, my God.
So it was like, the whole time I'm just like, I'm going to get fired.
Well, there was probably, to be fair to him, there was probably already a lineup, and then so he couldn't just like bump them. But that does suck. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. But everybody was cool. Everyone was like, okay, I'm going to tell 3 jokes and get off stage in 5 minutes.
Right.
So they did rip through them, but then most of Louis' set was like, I have never been to a show with 14 comics on it before.
So they all wanted an opportunity to perform before Louis
They
C.K.
could say I was on a show
yeah,
with
with
him,
Louis-
right?
yeah.
I understand that.
Pretty funny. This is before he was persona non grata everywhere. I
He
assume.
did
Right.
jerk off on stage.
He did. So that was a good show. Hey, listen, Chris, and you're back in the music business now.
I am, I got drawn back in by the political climate. I thought I was
That's what it is.
I thought I was a recovering musician, but now I've just made a record, yeah.
Yeah. So really, Trump was responsible for this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd been working, doing other stuff, and not really thinking, like, being happy, not being on the road, and not...
And being successful. You've successfully produced and written and made TV shows.
It's, yeah, I mean...
Cool stuff as well.
It's fun, but, there is nothing like the live thing, so
Yeah.
I guess I started missing that.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
What is it, the attention or the applause or chicks?
Probably.
Or...
Yeah, I just probably have an ego that needs to be stroked, and I just am a horrible
That's why-
person you
that's
can't
why
live without
Andrew
it.
does it.
So.
That's why I need it. Yeah.
It's the attention. Hey, we're going to make you play something then. Grab that guitar.
All right.
What sort of stuff have you been writing? Because I see the album. I thought this title was a joke, but I see it's not.
It's
now,
not
actually.
a joke. No. So I wrote a bunch of pretty political songs, but then I quickly realized it's like giving people a bunch of medicine
Right.
without the sugar. So I thought I'd do half, political songs and half party anthems.
Okay.
So that's what I named the record.
The record's called Protest Songs and Party Anthems.
Yeah.
I thought it was ironic, but it's not at all.
No, is it too on the nose? I haven't released it yet. I don't have
know.
to call it that.
Well, what do you guys think?
I like it.
Yeah.
You think, Cliff? What do you
I
think of
can't
it?
I can't think anything else to name.
What do you
Yeah.
think, Andrew?
I like
I'm good.
directness.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I want to know what's in there.
Better to get it in there, right?
Yeah.
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 I know what I'm getting myself into.
Well, otherwise, what would you call it? Like some nebulous name that would be
Yeah, then I'd have to come up,
with a name, which
A
is
name.
really difficult.
It's not-
like
yeah.
Welcome to My World.
And band names are the hardest, and you
Yeah,
have to do
right.
another. It's like doing another band.
Thomas has got an idea.
Political party, right?
Political.
Oh yeah! All right,
Thomas.
I think you did it, Thomas. Thank you.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is
Political
actually.
party. I'm going to
So-
write that down for you.
So how many?
Chris.
I'm going to play 2 songs. What should I play?
We just do one
party
now,
one or
and then
okay.
do one now, and then we'll do one later. So, what do you want to start with? You want to do one of each?
I'll do one of each.
Well, let's start with what do you feel like?
I'll start with a fun one.
All right.
We got rope, we got trees, we got traitors up to our knees. Some assembly required. Well, it's hard times for sure. If you're a patriot, politicians are all scoundrels out for power. And there's no one putting country over party. There's only a bunch of liars and cowards. Well, we got rope, we got trees, we got traitors up to our knees. Some assembly required. Well, my uncle fought the Reds in Vietnam.
and both of my grandpas World War II. And they didn't do this so tycoons could buy the U.S. of A. They think they own the red, white, and blue. Well, we got tyrants, we got thieves, getting treason, so if you please, some assembly required. We got rope, we got trees, we got traitors up to our knees. Some assembly required. That's a party song, right?
Okay. That is a pretty edgy way to begin, I would say. What do you think,
I can
Andrew?
party to that, yeah.
Mary Devon, what do you think about that?
Yeah, sure.
Cliff?
I guess. You get you for a minute.
What are you suggesting in that song exactly, Chris?
I'm suggesting what the Constitution says happens to people who are traitors to our country. They get hung.
It's a song about lynching people.
It's a song about lynching traitors.
Traitors.
That's
But
right.
Isn't that a little on the edgy side there?
Maybe.
Depending on who's a traitor.
People who sell out our country are traitors.
Yeah,
Do
but
you not think?
but that's a tricky sort of definition now.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't.
Well,
I think it's pretty clear that our president and the people around him are compromised by something, by money, by, compromat, by
Okay, so
by
would you-
being greedy.
Are you really suggesting, you have to be very careful here because you can be arrested for this.
No.
You can't be suggesting that you want to lynch the president. You can't say that.
First of all, it's not lynching.
Okay.
It's
it's-
an execution after a trial.
Okay.
Lynching is when someone is dragged out
Okay.
and killed
Okay, so
by
this
the
is
mob.
okay. So this is you're
This is
suggesting that we should try the
I
president.
think the president needs to be tried
for treason.
tried for treason,
And-
depending on
and
the
executed.
and if he is guilty, and all the people around him, not just him, all the people around him. Yes, absolutely, that's what I
Okay.
just said it. I just sang
Right. Okay. I was just want to clear that up. So. It didn't actually say the president in the song, but that's what you're suggesting. Well, that's interesting you should say that because we're on the eve of this thing being released, this report,
Yeah, we'll
this
see.
Mueller report.
Yeah. Do you feel confident? Anybody feel confident that we're going to get what we?
I
Are we going to be
don't.
able to read that thing? I don't.
No.
I don't.
It'll be so edited.
I definitely hate the president. I don't hate him because he's a traitor to America, but I do hate the president. And
For
I
what
wish-
reason do you not? Do you
I
hate
mean,
him?
because he's bad. I mean, because he's a bad white supremacist, like bigot who's killing people and he's a horrible person. But I mean, I don't know if I'm like a it's not like I think America was great. We could improve vastly greater than we've ever been. But I definitely. It's not that I hate America. I just don't think that patriotism's that important. But I also agree that Donald Trump is the worst. I think that nationalism is I don't know. I think that's not why I hate him. I don't know if we even disagree. I'm just saying I think that Donald Trump is a bad person and is anti-American values if American values are the good things and not the bad things that we don't talk about.
Okay, so are you in favor of execution as well?
No. I mean, yes, but not. I
This
don't
is-
think I'm in favor of executing him because I don't know if that would really do anything. But I do wish that he was dead.
Well, I really honestly believe that if you say this out loud, that you can.
I know, I would never
the
kill the
Secret
president.
Service. You have to say that. Yes.
I would never kill the
Because the
president.
Secret Service will come and get you.
I will never. I will
that's
never
a real-
kill
that's
That's
anyone.
a
real
threat
answer.
if you threaten to assassinate someone. This is not that.
You can say you wish someone was dead, but wouldn't kill
Can you?
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Right?
wishing someone to be dead is pretty bad in general, sort of thing. Not just the president, but for anyone to wish they were dead.
Yeah, I would never kill anyone, but there are some people that I don't think I could do without them. Yeah.
Right. We can vote him out,
Right.
but I don't think there's going to be a trial. But that is a hilarious song. Hey, listen, we're going to take a break
Lots
for
of
1
laughs in
second.
it.
We're taking a break for 1 second, and we come back, and then Mary Devon, we're going to come back and talk about something very important that's going on
Okay.
in your life.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right.
And we're back with Mary Devon Dupuy, Cliff Ussery, Chris Lee, Andrew Duhon, and me, Grant Morris. And we're going to be talking about, this is what I Googled your name, okay?
Uh-oh.
That's all I did.
Oh, and then not came up.
Look what came up. It says we're all invited to your wedding
Oh, yes.
on Saturday, September the 28th at 6 p.m. It says RSVP right here.
Oh, no. I need to
You guys want to go?
remove that.
Chris, are you?
I'm in. Let's go.
Where is it?
Andrew?
Where is it? Is it open bar?
It's at City Park.
Pavilion of the Two Sisters, 1 Victory
I need to
Ave,
take
New
that
Orleans.
off of
Cliff,
the
are you
internet.
available? Are you driving for Lyft?
I don't want to make her costs go that far up.
Aw, that's
How much?
so nice.
How much is it a person?
It's probably like a lot. I don't know.
Well, like $50 each.
Yeah, probably. Or
Well,
more
we
than
could
that.
pay for it. Is it
Yeah.
more than $50 a person?
Probably when you boil down to like it's
Don't
less
you
than
know?
that.
Who's
well,
paying for
it's
it?
like my parents are paying for it, but we've done
Awesome. Let's
most
call
of
them up.
Yeah.
Where are they? Here in New Orleans?
Yeah, I just met with. I mean, I'm from New Orleans. I'm an only child, so
They're going to blow a whole bunch of money on this wedding.
yeah, it's expensive. You're married. Where did you
I
get
am.
married?
I got married at Preservation Hall,
Uh-huh.
and we had our party at One-Eyed Jack's.
Oh,
So
nice.
We did a
Across
little
the street down
Yeah.
there. That's a
Just
great idea.
Was it a
Walked
big
everybody
wedding
there.
or?
bigger than we intended. Yeah, once you
Was
start
Andrew
putting
Polk
that
involved
list,
with
he
that?
was not. Once you start that list, you're like, well, if I don't invite so and so, then there's like these other 5 people,
Oh, I know.
and vice versa. I would say it was like 150, 160.
We're planning on 200, but I'm worried about
Whoa.
it.
200?
Yeah.
Well, you can fit us
He's got
in.
a big family. We're both Catholic, and like my family's
Well, you don't have a
old
big family. You have only one person in your family.
in my immediate family, but none of my family dies. Like I have so many like 90-something-year-old people that are just perfectly healthy in
we
my
could
family.
we could hang them for
It-
treason.
No, they're actually
By-
really nice.
That would get rid of a few of them by
They actually have
September.
better politics than most 90-year-olds, but not great politics.
Okay, so they're going to still be alive by September 28th at 6 p.m.
They hope they're
looking
fingers
good.
crossed.
Okay,
Yeah,
they're looking good.
Looking good so far.
Okay, 200 people at, how much is it? Like $50 a person? Who's good
50,
at math?
58-ish.
Chris, you used to own a bar. You must be able
I'm
to
trying
do
to
math.
think what we paid.
Well, it
It's
was
like
$15 a head for the Tampa indie rock band that was at One-Eyed Jack's, and you just had to get everybody
That's
in. But
right.
They didn't even know it was going to be a party.
I actually got the indie rock band for $200. Like, do you guys mind if I bring some people? They're like, bring them in. Let's go.
Yeah.
So how much is it? It's at $50 each at 200 people.
10,000.
Is it
It's-
10,000?
Oh, it's going to be way
That
more than
can't
that.
be that because me.
The whole wedding with
It's cheap.
everything.
That would be cheap.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cheap. No,
That
it's probably like a
50
$20-something thousand wedding. Yeah.
How many?
It's probably we
50,000.
did it when we went to the tasting, and we like figured if we got like the medium bar and like the stations we were gonna get because City Park does like the catering and stuff, it'll end up being like $20,000. Yeah, it's an expensive.
So it's more than 50 people.
Yeah,
$50.
but weddings are expensive.
Yeah,
Like,
They are.
I'm not saying I don't feel horrendously guilty about how expensive it's gonna be, but also like weddings do cost a lot.
Well, are you intending
Like-
to stay married?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
maybe it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel guilty because apparently my mom, like, I thought that she wanted me to have a big wedding because I didn't do the whole like Mardi Gras ball thing, and I didn't do.
Oh, you weren't a debutante and all that? She wanted
no,
that?
She wanted that. That's how my parents
dear.
kind of are.
They like
So-
society types?
I mean, it's just I guess so. My mom went to Ursuline, and they sent me to Sacred Heart.
Are you one of these families, like the Dupuy family? Is that like a family name here?
No, not really. I mean, I just feel like a lot of people who went to Catholic school here participated in that. I
Right.
don't think you have to be like super,
That's how
highfalutin.
I hear it referred to as super social.
Yeah, I don't
Are you
know.
super
no,
social?
No, we're not super social. I didn't do Mardi Gras balls or anything like that, but my parents did a couple, but they weren't like.
So
no
you were
one-
like a rebel?
Kind of. I mean, it is really Mardi Gras balls are really, really racist.
Is that right?
Mardi Gras organizations are really, really racist. I went to one when I was in one when I was in high school, and I was like, "This is bad," and so I refused to do it after that.
What's the racist aspect? Is it
I
white
mean,
people only, or do they say?
It's white people only, and it's
Do they talk
basically
bad about black people in the?
Well,
Also, no Jews.
yeah, there
No
was no
Jews
Jews.
either?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like an
wow.
unofficial,
Comus.
official rule.
you know
Yeah, you know
about
about
Comus?
Comus?
I know the name,
reason
I
that
don't know
they have
anything
a parade, that Comus refused to parade because they forced them to integrate, and that's why Rex exists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They refused to integrate, and women too. So it was just
Mhm.
white men. No.
So they said-
Jewish. No.
We don't want any Jews,
black people.
blacks,
No Hispanic.
or women.
No Asian or women. And when this was in like early '90s, right? They made the if you're going to parade on the streets, you had to have open membership.
Was it the Dorothy May Taylor who ruined Mardi Gras?
And
because this is the whole integration. This is what it was about.
Well, my parents they will not admit that they would say this, but at one point they might have said that she ruined Mardi Gras. A lot of white people
That's
did.
what people say. Dorothy May Taylor ruined Mardi Gras,
But she
right?
didn't. She was.
Are you from here, Cliff? You know all this crap?
I know. I'm a weird transplant. My mom is from here, and my father's from Detroit. So I grew up in Detroit, but to get rid of me during the summer, they would ship me here.
To the
and I would spend
summer?
time-
Well, you probably know about.
my God.
So I
know
know
about New
so
Orleans
much
than I do.
more
Yeah.
than an average person that just moves here. So
Totally.
like when you say all that, I was like, yeah, I kind of know that.
Well,
already.
you have to represent all black people now because you're the black guy at the
I
table.
guess.
So,
Do you
so
think
now
that
it's
Detroit
on
and
you.
New Orleans are similar?
No, it's not. Although they're both French, although they're both French cities, they're different.
Detroit
And I
is
think-
French.
Yes, it's Detroit. It's
Is
really
it?
Detroit.
Right.
Yeah, it's really Detroit.
That's nice.
Napoleon, when he decided he wanted Detroit, he wanted Michigan because of the Mississippi ran down, and then he picked up Louisiana because of the Mississippi River. What stops him from getting New York is because of Niagara Falls.
Okay.
So he doesn't want that because you can't travel through Niagara Falls to Michigan or the Mississippi. All right. Now, what you about to ask me?
I don't know. What was the question, Chris? You remember?
Black
so
people.
black people in Mardi Gras.
really do feel that there's different feelings about Mardi Gras. Like it's like, and it's kind of like you think like, maybe they're not throwing me these things, or maybe they're skipping me, and it's like. You kind of thinking like, nah, maybe that's not it. But growing up, like I would come from Mardi Gras as a kid, and you were always like, well, I was standing right there. But
Okay, stop right there. You really think that as a black person at Mardi Gras that you're being discriminated against, that white people aren't throwing you stuff?
I don't think it's like all of them, because of course you have to reach.
But of course, there are a lot of
but
racist
there
dudes
is
in
a
That's
those
lot of-
organizations.
very interesting. I've never
Yeah.
heard that before.
Now,
Have you ever heard that, Andrew?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're from here, right?
I'm from here, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of feel it, but it's like it's unspoken because you have no proof. There's no proof,
Right.
and so it's like, well, maybe they're just throwing it. Yeah, it's always like.
I thought it
Where
was
did you
just...
go to high school?
I went to Rummel High School, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chris, where did you come from?
Anchorage, Alaska.
That's right. You're out of the whole thing.
I came here from Tulane. I've been here 30 plus years, and I will still not say that I'm from here because
You
that's the
can't.
next question. What
Yeah.
high school did you
Yeah,
go
that's
to?
the other thing. It's like, what school did you go to? And I'm like, well,
Tulane? Doesn't count.
yeah.
No, you have to just make up. I just say, depending on who I'm talking to,
You
I
just
say
what's the
Ursuline.
school?
I say Jesuit or Newman, depending on
Do
who
you
I'm
really?
talking to.
That's a good idea.
That just, yeah. Some people like to hear you've gone to Newman. If I'm talking to Mary Devon, I'd say I've gone to Newman. If I'm talking to Andrew, I say I went to Jesuit. And they go, oh, okay. They peg you for whatever they want.
We get it now. That's what we needed to know. That's your
Yeah,
qualifier, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you could do that.
Nah, that ain't gonna work for me. Like,
Just make one up.
Nah, like, it doesn't work for me.
So your parents must have really hated you to send you here in the summer.
Nah. It was. I have a big family on both sides, and my dad wanted to make sure that we knew both sides. So, like I said, they would send us here to make sure we knew our mom's side because
Right.
he said
That's
his
the right thing to do.
family, like they're close, but they're not close. But like they know their great aunts, their great like they don't know those people like on
Right.
his side. So he was like he wanted to make sure that we would at least know our mom's side, but then
Which
we
is
can
the right
know
thing
where
to
we
do.
come
It's
from.
unfortunately that it's just the summer.
Yeah,
in
it
New
was
Orleans.
unfortunate, but as a kid, you don't pay attention to
okay.
like the heat.
Right.
You like,
So what did you... Hey, Andrew, I'm going to make you play a song after this bit of conversation.
Okay.
But so we're going to get to that in a second. But what did you do when you came here as a kid? Did you go to the Saints store and buy
no,
$150
And
jersey?
I'm kind of weird. I literally, because I didn't have a bike, I made my grandfather get me a skateboard,
Yeah.
and I rode a skateboard all summer long. That's all I did.
That's pretty cool. And what part of town were you in?
I'm in mid-city. Literally, my grandmother's house is right next to the fairgrounds, right next to the main entrance of Jazz Fest.
Were you here? You weren't here for the festival, though,
For what?
for Jazz Fest at the time.
Oh, no, I wasn't here. They wouldn't let
Right.
me sneak down for that.
So did you come here with your brothers and sisters or just by yourself?
Just by myself. My
so you
brothers.
didn't know anybody?
No, my family is here. My aunts,
your
cousins, and all, I have
yeah,
a very
yeah,
big
yeah.
family, and I can't get away from them. So
Do you still skateboard?
no, I don't. I wish I would have, because after I see how much money they make.
I have a friend who's I have a friend who's an unsuccessful, non-professional 40-year-old skateboarder who's divorced, who I like to make fun of, but he's really good at it.
Yeah,
So,
I wish I would have kept doing that.
Why do you mention he's divorced? Is it connected to skateboarding?
I feel like if he was married, his wife wouldn't like him being a skateboarder, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Was it?
contributed to the
Probably.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
wondering. Chris, yeah.
I'm on a roast show. I'm on a roast show with him tonight, so I'm trying to be mean. Yeah.
Are you roasting him tonight?
Yeah.
Well,
There's
what's
a
his
roast show
name?
tonight. Isaac Cazell.
Isaac Cazell. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to make up shit about how
Well,
horrible.
he's not in the first round, but if I win and if he wins, then we could end up going against each other. So I'm trying to just like get in the spirit of
So
making
this is
fun
a
of my friends.
Competitive roasting.
It's called Beefin', and it's at Hi Ho. It's every whatever this is. It's every third Wednesday of the month at Hi Ho Lounge.
There's a lot going on in the comedy world that
Yeah.
sort of bubbling underneath.
Yeah, none of us make any money, and it's all free stuff, but we have a lot of fun.
Is that right? And there's no way to make any money out of it? You can't make...
You make percentages from the bar, and the bar doesn't really make that much money off of you, so it's generous of them. I don't think it's a predatory system or anything. Like, if no one's making money, it's just mostly having fun.
Right.
And then you kind of can cover expenses if you pay for promotion.
Well, it seemed like there was a business-like sort of attempt at comedy when Chris True started that
Oh,
theater.
yeah. Well, they would charge covers and not pay comics, which is extremely fucked up.
Ooh.
So I feel like, and then he was like, well, it's because we need the money. I mean, there's obviously more fucked up stuff about the new movement, but I feel like if you're going to charge a cover for something and then say, well, we need this money for something else and don't pay the performers, then you can go fuck yourself because you're running a business badly if you're charging a cover and not paying performers.
Well,
'Cause
how sustainable is that?
it's not sustainable. I mean, it's like, that's why people, before the scandals came out, that's why people were refusing to work with him, because he was charging like $10, $15 a show. And then once they did agree to start paying us when stand-ups would do shows, then the whole system just made it was like, improv is notorious for being period schemy, and I will say a lot of that is like people just want to shit on improv, especially stand-ups, and it's unfair because improv can be really, really great, and I know a lot of great improvisers, but the new movement was doomed. It was bad. It was a bad system, and I was never personally affected by any of the sexual assault stuff that happened. I know people that were, and I believe them. But even before that, I was just like, if you're going to charge money and not pay performers even a percentage of that, and I understand that it's not sustainable in the sense that like it costs money to uphold a business like a club, but they didn't have great crowds. If they had done more to like actually attract people to their shows, they could have paid people. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay. So there's a hierarchy in comedy between improv people and stand-up people?
I mean, in New Orleans, there's not much improv anymore, and we're very supportive of the improvisers that have sort of been forced.
Stand-up people look down on improv people.
And improv people look down on stand-up people.
Oh, do they?
But that, not really. I mean, I think that everyone. I'm sure this exists in
It's
music.
like tribes, you know, like
Yeah.
you hang out with.
We're all friends,
I'm in a rock
mostly.
band. I know
Yeah.
rock bands, but I don't hang out with the brass guys that much. But when I see them, I appreciate what they do. I could never do that.
But you
nor
don't
would
put
I
them
want
down.
to.
But you don't say
Exactly.
that
No, I
brass
hate
band.
funk bands. I fucking.
Exactly. See, but you also like if you were so you hate funk bands, but if y'all were being fucked by a club, you would come together.
We would be on the same
All
side.
right.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how stand up and improv is for the most part. Even though some improvs do stand up and some stand ups do improv. You know what
So
I
there's a
mean?
bit of crossover there.
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew, what are you playing for us here today? I'm moving things along today in a very business-like
How about
front.
I'm going to play you something that's not a new song because
An old song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't been writing?
I went fishing today instead.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you catch anything?
Caught one keeper.
All
So,
right.
Yeah.
Look at
I
your
actually-
T-shirt, by the way. What is
Yeah.
this?
Oh, this is a benefit that a fella in Bryan, Texas, College Station does every year. His son has cystic fibrosis, and he has turned lemons into lemonade by making this amazing festival every year that raises money for CF research, which is pretty awesome. And it's a
Wow.
really cool event every time.
That is a really creepy-looking T-shirt.
Yeah, it's
What's it called?
It's called Rockaway Cystic Fibrosis Festival in College Station, and you know it's even like heart of gold about him was the first 2 years he did it, they were both like torrential downpours, and it's kind of an outdoor event. But he had a smile on the whole time, and I played the first two, and great guy, really rolling with the punches. And now it's like it's off to the races. It's great, but, what a tough break both first years. But he's doing great now. But I'll play you play a song called Feeling Low Down, I think. I'm going to grab the guitar to see if that feels right. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, we will. Okay, so Mary Devon, are we all going to the wedding on September the 28th?
No, please don't.
Has anyone RSVP'd off this
Only
website?
my friend Julie, who was just Googling my name because she's my bridesmaid.
Okay.
And she was just looking for, I don't know, she's the sweetest person in the world and I love her so much. But then she was like, I only got one notification that anyone had RSVP'd, and then I realized it was public and I should delete that because it's not a public event.
It's not. Well, it's the first thing that comes up when you Google your name. It's a very unusual name.
Mm-hmm. There is another Mary Devon in Baton Rouge.
There is. Mary Devon, not Dupuy.
No.
Mary Devon. There's millions of people called Grant Morris. Are there many Cliff Usserys? I bet there aren't. Are there many people with your name?
No, just me and my dad. And
That's it in the whole of America.
And that's
Are
all
you
they
Cliff Ussery at gmail.com?
Yeah, that's me.
So you got your own? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, we're way out of that.
You can't do that?
Chris
like
Lee,
8 Chris
49.
Lees within a block here.
Yeah, exactly. Chris
Yeah.
Lee is very common. Grant Morris, there's hundreds of them as well. Okay, Andrew, we're ready. What is it?
I guess this one's called Feeling Low Down.
All right.
I haven't played it in a while. See if I can't pick this
You
one out
remember
for
it.
you. Yeah. You hear that guitar? Yeah, where your heartache and pain. Well, it's a slippery slope. I caught you fastening the noose down at the end of your road, feeling low down. Well, that's a low down shame. You got your cup half empty, trying to fill it with a hurricane. Turns out the love that he sold you, it was one big lie that could never fit between his hello and his goodbye. Left you low down, and that's a low down shame. Got your cup half empty, trying to fill it with a hurricane. Or sometimes we all feel low down, feeling bad and broke down, and honey, it's a low down shame. When that road you start to go down, leave you feeling low down, turn around, go back the other way. Or come down and let me in. I'm sitting on your stoop with a homemade song and some chicken noodle soup. I heard you was low down, baby. Well, I brought something for the pain. Got your cup half empty, trying to fill it with a hurricane. Got your cup half empty, trying to fill it with a hurricane, baby. Oh, sometimes we all feel low down, feeling bad and broke down, and honey, it's a low down shame. When that road you start to go down, leaves you feeling low down, turn around, go back the other way, Lord, where that heartache and pain. It's a slippery slope. I caught you fastening a noose down at the end of your road, feeling low down. Well, that's a low down shame. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, honey, put that thing away, Lord. Hey, thanks, everybody.
That is a super unusual, upbeat, light-hearted song.
Yeah, don't usually write those. Usually sad bastard
Yeah.
stuff for me. Yeah.
What got into you?
I don't know. It's been a while. So
You just feeling good today?
I went fishing.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
What time did you get up to go fishing?
7.
That's it.
I was already out there. You know what happened? You remember Travis Laurendine, who's on this show? Mm-hmm. So he's working with me on BreakFest, and so we're talking about having a meeting last night. And he says we should go out to my dad's camp. You know, he's a creative genius, but he's also eccentric, and you just follow him where he goes sometimes. So we went out to his camp, slept there, woke up, got in a kayak, went fishing.
That's a good way to have a meeting.
Yeah, I mean,
So he's running the whole of BreakFest this year.
Ooh, no. He's helping me, partnering with me, but I feel like there's plenty of blood, sweat, and tears going.
All right. He seems to know what he's doing when it comes to putting things together.
He is an idea guy for sure. Yeah, he's got a lot of great
Okay,
ideas.
so do you know about BreakFest, you guys? You familiar with it? It's the most important meal of the year.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So it's Andrew's once-a-year Jazz Fest party, which this year is on Sunday, May the 5th.
Nailed it. Yeah, it's a
I believe.
brunch fuel-up sort of thing before your big day of music. And, there's a lot of late-night events, but there aren't any pre-fest events, so that's what we got going on.
And it's a superb lineup this year. Who's
really
coming?
Great lineup.
Check this out.
Katie Red, Mike Dillon,
yeah.
James Singleton, Aurora Nealon, Rory Danger and the Danger Dangers. And I'll play because I have an ego. And the coolest thing I think that's going to happen is Swan River Yoga is going to start the day off at 9 a.m. with a yoga class accompanied by the Radio Bird Quartet, which is a string quartet consisting of members of the Louisiana Philharmonic. So it's a little Philharmonic string quartet accompanying your namastes or whatever you might say.
That's pretty interesting at 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Wow, okay. Chris, what do you do on Jazz Fest days? Are you going every day?
You know, I used to have a job where I had to be there every day. I worked for the Howlin' Wolf as their flyer guy, and for like 5 years, much like you, I had a bunch of 20-year-olds get to give away tickets. I mean, I'd have to give tickets to give away flyers and stuff, and it just burned me out. So now I only go if it's A, free, and B, I can sit somewhere backstage, because I'm not. I know what I want to eat. There's no act. There's very few acts where I'm like, I gotta go see that band, you know. So
you got any free days this year? Are you getting in?
I never know till it happens, you know.
So someone shows up
or
with
I know
brass
somebody
pass
playing,
or
right.
Kind of
It's usually somebody playing.
You gotta, you gotta wing it to get backstage. Yeah. Hey, so tell us about some of these things you've been doing, because if you watch Adult Swim, which people do, you ever see Adult Swim on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know all about that. Have you seen Chris's show on Adult Swim?
I haven't watched it in a long time. I used to watch Adult Swim all the time. What show is it?
It was on AdultSwim.com. It was called Metal Grasshopper. I made it down here for AdultSwim.com for this guy named Joe Randazzo, who was running that website, and he used to be the head writer for The Onion. So it was a real,
it's very
real
weird
pleasure to work with that guy. Yeah, that's out. That's on YouTube. That has almost 2 million hits.
Yeah,
that show. It's about Phil Anselmo, this heavy metal guy.
He lived here. His daughter went to Lusher.
Yeah, he's
really?
still here.
Oh yeah,
he's still here. He was in
on the North
Pantera.
Shore. Yeah, he still plays.
That's right.
But the premise is my friend Dave Hill, who's a comedian, shows up on his lawn and demands that he train him in the ways of heavy metal. So that's the whole premise. So he teaches him how to headbang and shred and all that kind of shit.
It's pretty funny, actually.
It's a fun. It was
and
fun.
That the kids thing you did for Disney as well. What was that called?
So I pitched
Frenchie and Jet.
Frenchie and Jet. I got to I went and I pitched at Disney Animation without an idea. I pitched with talent, and I brought Miss Pussycat from Quintron Pussycat. I just said, we want to work together. We have some ideas, and they're like, great. And so they gave us enough money to make a half pilot, and they, of course, did not buy it. But it was a great experience to learn puppetry, producing puppetry, which was and writing, writing for kids and for Disney and all that, and trying to be cool and subversive, but still, make it on a level where kids will get it too. So it was a really eye-opening experience.
So did you end up making that for Disney, or they didn't?
No, we made. They gave us enough to make the first act of a half hour.
That's what I've seen.
Good, yeah.
With the piano.
Yeah, the magic piano.
magic piano.
So the
It's
premise
really
is that
funny.
yeah, there's a piano that if you play it and you sing a song, whatever you sing about starts happening, starts popping out of the piano.
Yeah, it's
So
very cool.
so the analog was like, the piano's like drugs, but we're not going to say that. The piano brings you to another.
The whole thing
yeah.
looks like a sort of
It's
acid trip to
kind
tell
of
you
like
the
an
truth.
acid trip.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
cool.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's very cool. So, okay, tell us about the record. The record, we don't know what the record's called now. It was called
Apparently, it's called.
What's it called?
What was it?
Political
Political
Party.
Party. Punny. I like it.
what was or protest songs.
Protest
and party
songs and party anthems.
anthems. So, when can we steal it?
It's you can go to thechrisleeband.com and hear it now. I'm looking for someone to distribute it, but I figured I'd put it out already, and I'm gonna play a show this Thursday at Portside Lounge, so a week from today,
Okay, so wait up. For anyone who's listening to this, it's Thursday, the what?
the April 25th,
April 25th, 2019.
and I do a variety show. So I'll play a few songs. I'll have my friend who's I'll have like a comedian, and then I'll have a band, and then I'll interview. In this particular episode, my comedian friend is named Mike O'Connell, who is he's like a musical funny man, and he was a co-EP on Dr. Ken, and he did all these really funny songs for HBO's Funny or Die. He does
Okay.
music videos.
Yeah.
And then I'm
Do you know
going to
this guy, Mary Devon?
No, I'm listening though.
You might know his stuff if you saw
Right,
his
right, right.
videos. He's one of my favorite people, and we're going to play some songs together, and I'm going to interview him. And then the Fortifiers, which has Sonny Schneider,
Right.
his new band, are going to be playing, and I'm going to
Okay.
play in between. About
this
half
sounds
of the
like a
record.
good night.
Yeah, it's a good night, and it's a Thursday.
And where is this again?
Portside Lounge is uptown on
Portside.
3000 Dryad Street.
Portside Lounge.
So the way it works is I start the show at 9. My hour is done at 10, and then if you want to go home, you got a job. The good part's over. At 10, the other band starts. If
You
wanna
can
keep
stick around for the
partying,
Fortifiers if you
right.
want to. And it's Thursday, April 25th. Okay.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick this? Is this a holiday weekend or something?
It's a Jazz
Spring
Fest
break?
Thursday.
Oh, it's Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
Oh,
I figured.
yeah.
I figured that'd be a fun night.
That'll work.
Yeah, it's locals
Yeah.
night at Jazz. It's locals day at Jazz Fest. Chris, pick up that guitar and play us another song off the record.
Okay.
What's this one? This is a more serious one, or
Oh, I don't know. I think I kind of gave you the heaviest one already. Maybe I'd lighten up the mood a little.
okay? I'll just turn this around.
Andrew,
Hang on.
yep, thank you.
You know what's funny is that the minute I got here, I was like, "What are the lyrics to this song?"
Uh-oh.
So maybe I should get those out. There.
I don't know why I'm always stuck inside my mind when others seem to have such a very good time. I was full of logic, but someone pulled the plug, and now it seems just like I'm gonna die. Yeah, but I exploded with a megaton of feelings. It's the opposite of loneliness. It's what the humans call love. Yeah, something deep inside. Can't believe I got into this mess, y'all. It's what the humans, I guess it's what the humans, I guess it's what the humans call love. Can't whistle like you, Andrew. I don't know what's going on. It's all so very new. I don't know myself, I don't feel right inside. I was full of logic, but someone pulled the plug. Now it feels just like, yeah, I'm gonna die. Yeah, but I exploded with a megaton of feelings. It's the opposite of loneliness. It's what the humans call love. Yeah, something deep inside. Can't believe I got into this mess, y'all. It's what the humans, I guess it's what the humans, Guess it's what the humans call love. Sweet megaton love. We'll never be apart. You'll always have my heart, 'cause I found love. I don't know what to do, but I know that I love you, 'cause I found love. Why? I wish I could do that. But I exploded with a megaton of feelings. It's the opposite of loneliness. It's what the humans call love. Yeah, something deep inside. Can't believe I got into this mess, y'all. It's what the humans, I guess it's what the humans, guess it's what the humans call love. Sweet megaton love. We'll never be apart. You'll always have my heart, 'cause I found love. Well, I don't know what to do, but I know that I love you, 'cause I found love. Why? Or something like that.
Okay. Now that's an actual rock song.
Different.
Do you hear that? Is it like a big arena-style rock song when you do it? When
Yeah,
you
if you
produce it
listen
on
to
the
the record,
Yeah.
it's a band doing it.
Yeah. That's cool. What do you think, guys? Andrew?
Loved it. It's great.
Mary Devon?
Very good.
A lighter note, yeah.
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 There's no
Talk about the
executions.
distinction
Whether or
between assassination and
Yeah.
lynching and a proper hanging.
So, Cliff, what? Mary Devon, were you going to say something?
No, I just was oofing
All
at
right.
the hanging.
All right.
Sorry.
So, Cliff, what are you doing besides driving for Lyft? You must be doing something else, right?
A million things. I went back to school, so I should graduate in November with a degree in digital marketing. I'm also in the process. That's how I met Graham, of getting my real estate license. So
Oh, that's really
it's
good.
me reading a bunch of books without pictures all day long. So that's
What-
pretty much it.
What real estate license? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
How difficult could that be? There's thousands of real estate.
Yeah, it's 1,000 of them, but they don't tell you how many times how long they have to study, and
Are you saying it's difficult to become a realtor?
it's not easy.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
It's
easy.
got to
They
be.
have a book. The book that you have to study is about the size of a King James Bible.
Really?
Yes, it's
I'm
not.
shocked because have you ever met a realtor? I mean,
Yeah,
no.
I have met a few, and I'm
They
like,
don't
you
strike me as
it's like you're not the brightest person, and
Well,
you're not the
they don't
sharpest
seem
tool in the
stupid,
shed.
but
It's
they
hard
just
to be a
seem-
lawyer. I've met a lot of dumb lawyers.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, I think some people are just specialized in that one thing, and then they just forget everything
All
else.
right. So you're looking to be a realtor. That's what you're going for.
Yes.
To do what? To sell commercial real estate or
First,
residential?
just
or what?
residential, and then try to get an investment myself.
Get enough money yourself to buy enough houses to.
So that I don't have to work.
Well, that's a good plan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, if
I
that
like
works
that.
out, let me know because
I would.
I would love to not work.
Same.
Yeah.
Just,
Just retire.
Get some
Just
tenants.
own houses.
Yeah.
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 Mary Devon, what does your fiance do actually?
He's a web developer.
No,
and
that's no good either.
Yeah, no, they make good money.
Do they?
But he's freelance and he's a comic. So
He's a comedy guy. He's a comic and web developer.
yes,
So as web developers make money. I'm pleased to hear that because that's good.
yes, they can, and he
Okay.
does. But
What does
it
he
is. He makes apps and programs for people, and he has a lot of side projects that he doesn't get paid for that he cares a lot
Right.
about. He's a big nerd, but
How did you guys meet?
comedy.
Really? Mm-hmm. You met on stage somewhere or in a class or what?
Just going going to stand up. So most of the stand up scene in New Orleans, like I said, no one's making any money. It's very small. You only make money if you travel. And so it's just going to open mics and doing. If you do comedy in New Orleans, you're going to meet everyone else who does it.
Okay, so are you good at this?
I think I'm good at it.
Okay,
yes.
so what's the plan? Are you planning on breaking out and being a super famous
No.
HBO special type comedian?
No, I know so many people who are so good and so much better than me that have moved to New York and LA that'll probably never be famous, and I love living in New Orleans.
I have a question. Do you, could you or have you done the beef thing with your fiance, or is that too close to home?
We didn't, but we did a roast show in Memphis where we went against each other and I won. But
Nice.
we both did well. So
Maybe
yeah.
it could be like a wedding thing. That would be
Oof,
uncomfortable.
no, we want comedy to be after the
Great
wedding.
idea.
Also, I have a show tomorrow at Hi-Ho that's my own showcase called Box Comedy at 8:30. Sorry, I forgot to
Box comedy. Okay, so what date is that?
April 18th.
That's Thursday, April 18th, 2019. If you missed that, where can we find you in general? Are you like on Facebook?
At Twitter at Mary Devo, MERRYDEVO.
Say that again. M-E.
Mary like Merry
Mary
Christmas.
like Merry Christmas. Mary Devo. Okay.
Yeah.
And Cliff, where do we find you if we're looking to buy a house?
You can't find me yet.
Don't even look.
I can't do any promotion of real
Okay.
estate whatsoever.
All right,
Or they
okay.
gonna be like,
All right. And Chris, we can find you at Chris Lee Music.
The Chris Lee Band.
The ChrisLeeBand.com. Okay. And can we steal the stuff off of Spotify or anything
Probably,
yet?
yeah. It's like,
Okay.
Can't you?
Yep.
Spotify's
I don't know.
like-
You've got to
yeah.
put it up there, don't you? Or do
It's
you? I
up.
don't know how that stuff gets there.
I don't care about that stuff.
But how does it get up there? How do you get your stuff on Spotify, Andrew?
You just upload it.
Yeah, there's
Somebody do
companies that are basically just, they coordinate your gumball machines and you just give them the tracks and they put it everywhere that you want to put, and then they tell you how much money you make, which,
Okay.
you know.
That's how it works.
Yeah, the streaming is crazy. You get a 0.0001.
Yeah, that's true. 169 penny every time someone listens.
I got a check. I'm not kidding. For it was one of those things. It was like you didn't get enough to get a check for like a year, and
Right.
after a year, they sent me a check for 3 cents.
3
It
cents.
was
3
amazing.
cents?
Yeah, I was like, really?
So there's 300 people listen to your song.
no, that's
pathetic.
probably like 30,000 people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what performing at the New Movement was like. Sorry.
hey, before we get out of here, let me tell you about Nola pens. This pen that I've been holding this whole show is one of a kind, although there are thousands more of them. They're only pens made from a fallen Audubon Park live oak tree. You can find them at nolapens.com. Basics on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. Basics underneath sells fine lingerie, and Basics Swimming Gym has a full range of fashion swimsuits and workout and yoga clothes with style. Namaste Couture makes one-of-a-kind natural gemstone jewelry, soulful-inspired clothes, and heart-fueled intentions designed by April Love, and for 20% off of them, put happy hour in the coupon code at namastecouture.com. Hangover Destroyer is made by our friends at hdestroyer.com. If you go there and you write happy hour in the coupon code, you've got 30% off of Hangover Destroyer, which is the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. And thank you to the Positive Vibrations Foundation, who create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage. And who could be opposed to that? If you'd like to go to patreon.com and search for It's New Orleans Happy Hour for as little as $1 a month, you too can be a member of our Patreon family and possibly get a hold of that 3D chess game. It's only available to our Patreon subscribers, and it's absolutely free as well. Thank you very much to everybody for being here today. To Cliff Ussery, to Mary Devon Dupuy, Chris Lee, and Andrew Duhon. We'll see. Are we going to be back here before BreakFest? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back in. I don't think we are back here next week.
Next week? No? Okay.
Are we not here? Are we here or not here next week?
I would imagine
Does
we're here
anybody
next
know?
week, but not the week
Thomas
after.
says we're not. We're off for 2
okay.
weeks.
Okay.
Because of Jazz Fest.
Cool.
So we're back here 2 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now.
Okay, well, then we won't see each other before breakfast.
Okay, so we have to see each other at BreakFest.
We'll see you there. Set your alarms, y'all.
Sunday, May 5th, 9
That's
o'clock
it.
in the morning for yoga, followed by awesome music. Hey, thanks, everybody. See you in a bit.
Thank
That's
you.
been Happy
Appreciate
Hour
it,
for
Grant.
another week. The producer of our show is Graham DePonte. Our associate producer is April Stoff, Monique Pyle, and Christian Unruh are our music producers. Thomas Walsh is our technical director, and our Facebook live feed director who put this whole thing on Facebook is Asher Griffith. If you didn't see it on Facebook, go to It's New Orleans Facebook page and see what the whole thing looks like. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show and you can stay upright for about 60 minutes while drinking alcohol, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com. uninvitng.com. You can also check out many other happy hours we've made previous to this one, along with some other shows we make here, including Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti live from Commander's Palace, Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tucker, and our award-winning podcast about death called Death the Podcast. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on a bunch of time-sucking social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all of it we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our It's New Orleans Facebook page and on our Instagram account as well. These photos are all taken by Jill LaFleur. You can find more of Jill's photos at lafleurphoto.com. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, thank you for subscribing to us. Take a moment, if you have one, to rate and review us. That helps other people find us. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you can follow us and get Happy Hour delivered each week. This show is recorded live today at Wayfair on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans, home of the brand new Froze. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon and everyone else around the table here at Wayfair and back at our office at INO Broadcasting, thanks for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here in a couple of weeks for more Happy Hour.